Is that not just the best thing ever? Just come back from walking Obi and I've got not one, but 2 cycling magazines in the post. And no bills. Woohoo! What's up everybody? Welcome to a very, very special What's Up edition this weekend. It is WBR weekend. I've literally just started the ride with Lawson Craddock. I can't even tell you how many people are on this ride, but I know there are 2,000 people on Zwift, Watopia Island at the moment. So this is going to be pretty busy. You can see we're all riding the old Buffalo bike. Let's see if I can get a better view. There we go. I'm rocking £5,000 carbon NV wheels on a Buffalo bike, which looks pretty cool. Hi Ed, Angela, I've just seen your name pop up on there. Good to see you, buddy. I'll try and catch up with you actually. It was all a bit of a rush to get on the bike this afternoon. We just finished watching the football match and I completely forgot or lost track of what the time was, so literally just jumped on, hence the glasses as well. That's why I've not got contact lenses in. Right, let's just try and catch up with this group. Cheers T-Lord for the ride on. That's you got in there nice and early on that one this time. I think you've even beaten Eric Gray. Thanks Arball from the Z-Sun ride for the ride on. Thanks buddy, appreciate that. I'm just trying to put in a little bit of a kick to try and get up with Ed Angeli, who's basically got the Team Type 1 crowd together. So I'm trying to join in with him if I can, but I think he's a few seconds up the road. Hey Jesper Anker, I can see you on there just up ahead of me. Okay, I've made it up to the group that's got Brett Elder, Ed Angeli, M Evans, G Sang. Try and see if there's any other names that I recognise in there. I'm sure there are. I'm struggling to pick them out at the moment. I saw some chat from some guys that look like they've been doing pretty much every ride so far in the from the WBR group rides. So there's guys in this bunch that have got hundreds of kilometres in their legs already, which is pretty incredible. So well done guys, I'm pretty sure we're not going to have any problem in reaching the target to unlock the, is it $40,000 from Trek? I think that's what the incentive was. $40,000 for from Trek bicycles to provide these Buffalo bikes for African children, maybe not even just children actually, but for sort of underprivileged in Africa. It opens up so many avenues beyond what we would use our bicycles for. Obviously some of us use them for commuting. I'm not one of them. I work at home, so my commute involves putting some clothes on and walking down some stairs. But in terms of education, 1 second. I think that was Santa Maria, P. Santa Maria. Thanks for the ride on, pal. Yeah, for the people that these Buffalo bikes are going to, it can improve their productivity in their working lives, their education, and every aspect of their life, just by cutting down their travel times from, be it to and from work or to and from school, whatever it may be, makes an absolutely huge difference to their lives. So I'm pretty sure we won't have any problems in getting together a load of cycling enthusiasts, as we can see, and putting in enough cumulative miles to raise a really decent heap of cash to send bikes over their way. I can see Megan Schroer. Oh, she's just given me a ride on, right on cue. Hey Megan, thanks for the ride on. I'm just a few seconds behind you, but I'll hopefully be with you shortly. Let me find my mouse, I can give you a ride on. There is Megan. I can assure you that's not what Megan actually looks like. So I don't know if that's how you're appearing on your own screen there, Megan, but all the female avatars have a very manly physique and hairstyle when they're on my screen at the moment for some reason. I'm just going to jump forward, see if we can get eyes on whereabouts Mr. Craddock is. There's Eric Schlang of Zwift blog fame. I'll give him a ride on. He's up the front there. And there is Mr. Lawson Craddock. See if I can... Wow, it's jumping around a lot. I think it's best I just go back to my avatar, get an idea of where I actually am. Lots of bikes doing donuts in the middle of the course there. I think Jane Coates is in this ride as well, so I'll keep an eye out for her name. I would imagine she's a few seconds up the road from me. Thanks Arvot for the ride on. You too, buddy. Alright, let's try again to move forward and see who's up the road. There's Mr. Vott. Ride on, pal. Ah, there's Jane. Let's see if I can click on her. There we go. Ride on, Jane. There's Carissa Min. I'll give her a ride on as well. Ride on, Carissa. Ride on, D. Miller. Okay, I've unlocked the WBR kit, which is good. So I think that means I get to keep the kit that I'm wearing now, even after this event's finished, which would be nice. There's Ed Angeli. Aha! Oh, so nearly managed to click on Lawson Craddock. Here we go. Nope. Come on, surely. No. There he is. Hey! There's Mr. Lawson Craddock, rocking a Buffalo bike with Bontrager wheels. Looking good. Oh no, that's Jay Thomas. Hang on. I'm sure I was on Mr. Craddock. Come on. There we go. Right on, Lawson Craddock. Right. Yeah, that looks more like it in the Cannondale strip. No offence, Mr. J. Thomas, but you're not who I was looking for. Incidentally, my daughter Millie had a good idea, because this is a group ride and not a race. There's slightly less sort of commentating to do. But hang on one second. Cheers, Todd Nadal. Nadal for the ride on. Good to see you, pal. I've seen you've been on here a lot already today. Getting plenty of miles in the legs. Yeah, my daughter had a great idea, but she basically wants to interview me while I ride. So, no ego intended, just for fun. That said, I have put her in touch with my press agent, and all of the questions will be vetted beforehand so that I don't get caught out with any surprise questions. Oh, she's here now with her questions on her iPad. She's not got a microphone, so she'll ask me the question, I'll repeat it, and then answer it if I can. All right. How did I find Zwift? I'm not absolutely sure how I first came across it, but the first time I seriously looked into it was at the Birmingham Cycle Show last year in September 2015, and I tried out, I think it was a Cyclops trainer I tried first, just thought it was amazing, and then went over to the tax stand and had a go on a Vortex, and actually ended up just buying the Vortex there and then. frustratingly, I was staying in Birmingham that night in a hotel, so I had to wait a full day to get back home with the Vortex. Cheers, Brett Elder, for the ride on. Had to wait a full day to get back home with the Vortex before I could test it out. And then completely forgot I needed an AMP Plus dongle as well, so I had to order that and wait a couple of extra days. But haven't looked back since then. How did I begin to love cycling? Well, I used to do it when I was young a lot. I had a BMX and I used to ride to school and back every day, which was actually quite a trek because we lived, the school was at the top of a very steep hill, and the whole journey was probably only about 5-6 miles each way. But on the way to school in the morning, that hill was a killer. So it started all way back then, because that was the way of getting to see your friends in the evenings and weekends. And I used to ride from my house, which was in Purley, I used to ride to the nearest ice skating rink in Streatham on a little BMX, which is quite a ride. And then we'd spend an hour ice skating and jump on the bikes and cycle back home again. So that's where it started. But then I had a long time off when I got into work and girls and had kids. And then nearly 2 years ago now, just decided I needed to do something different because I was working from home. I don't go out much. I was getting a little bit fed up just sitting at home all the time, and I wanted to do something for my fitness and for enjoyment and for a bit of peace and quiet and just a bit of an escape. Hang on one second. Our voice just sending me a message. He's right on my wheel. So my wonderful wife finally, after a bit of convincing, allowed me to buy this bike here from Evan Cycles. I got a very good deal. And then I went on my first ride, which was a total of just over 2 kilometres down to the local village green and back. And I was nearly sick, and I thought that'll be the last time I ever ride a bike, because it was horrible. But luckily I sort of forced myself to do another one and another one, just increasing the pace and the distance a little bit. And then all of a sudden I'm absolutely addicted and obsessed by cycling. Everything to do with cycling. Watching the cycling races, cycling accessories, the bikes, the clothes, everything. And Zwift has just made that even better, because it means I can do it in the winter in the safety of my own home. So, did that answer? I think that. What was the question? How did I first get to love it? Yeah, okay.
What are 5 things you love about cycling?
What, like my 5 favourite things? Okay, my 5 favourite things about cycling. Number 1 would have to be, I don't know if you'll understand this, Millie, but your body releases these things called endorphins when you exercise and when your body's active. I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but they make you feel very happy and very content and a lot less stressed about things. So that would be my number 1 thing, is every time I ride, no matter how hard the ride was, painful and exhausting, I get off the bike feeling really pleased with myself and satisfied and happy and relaxed. So that's number 1. Number 2 is I've lost quite a lot of weight in the last 18 months, and that's all from cycling. It's not from diet, because I still eat like a pig, as you've seen. Plenty of chocolate and sweets and all the things I know I shouldn't. So that's all from cycling. Number 3 is, this is as much to do with Zwift as it is to do with cycling, but I love all the people. I've met quite a few people in real cycling, but many, many, many more people in Zwift cycling. And because we all share exactly the same passion for it, they're all really great people, and it's really fun to chat and race with these guys and just ride along with them. Cheers D Lipscomb for the ride on. Thank you, pal. So that was what, 3? 4 has to just be the bikes themselves. I love Love bikes. If I had the money and if Mum would let me, I'd have 20 bikes. I love the magazines when all new bikes come out and there's reviews, pictures of the latest technology, like the wireless electronic gears and deep section carbon rims, and what else has just come out? The latest Shimano Dura-Ace group set, all of that stuff that costs thousands and thousands of pounds. I probably won't ever have any of it. I love it. But I love upgrading my bike as well. It's a bit of a cheapie, but it's made it more fun building it into something really good from a really basic bike. And number 5 would have to be, let me have a think. The what? Yeah, the clothes, that comes into the accessories. I'm going to say caps. I love collecting the caps. I'm not sure how many I've got now, I'll have to count them up later. But yeah, generally the clothes and the caps, especially the ones that have a bit of history, like this one was very famously from a team from quite a few years ago. And yeah, so I love the caps. There you go. What is my favourite course on Zwift? I'm going to say it's actually the original Watopia hilly course. And it might be because I've forgotten about it a little bit, because for a while the schedule, the diary that they use to determine which course is going to be on Zwift, it seemed to be that every time I was able to ride, I was on either Richmond or London. So when I did start getting a few races back on the original Watopia, absolutely loved it. I forgot how much I like the climb up the first KOM, and then the up and down through the S's, and the reverse sprint, which I've now called the llama sprint. That's brilliant. Actually, on that subject, sorry Millie, I know you're doing a Q&A, but Shane Miller got in touch with me through my YouTube channel to confirm what his best time actually is. Now, I've been chasing 11.3 seconds on that reverse sprint, and I've not come within a second of it yet, but I'm still working on that. But he shattered my heart when he revealed he's actually done a sub 10 seconds on that sprint. So massive kudos to you, Llama. But I'm sticking to the 11.3 as my target. So back to the question, yeah, the original the original Watopia. Alright, this is a tough one. If I had £10,000 to spend on bike things, what would I buy? Well, it wouldn't be a £10,000 bike, because I would definitely need about £1,000 to buy a Tax Neo. So that leaves me £9,000. I would want a really good power meter as well. So we're probably talking about another £1,000. So let's say I've got 8,000 left. As a bike, I think, I don't know, I change my mind every day. I was going to say a Bianchi Specialissima, but I'm not so sure now, because I love the Canyon Ultimate. I love the Colnago. Is it the C60 that's got the, sorry, I don't know why I'm asking you, you won't know. Viewers, is it the C60 that's got the kind of, the carbon tubes, slightly sort of hexagonal, slotted into, I think they're either titanium or alloy lugs. But I absolutely adore that bike. No, I wouldn't spend, I think, to be honest, I think I'd probably only spend 5,000 in total on the bike. So that might even rule some of those out. So on that basis, I'm going to say I'm pretty sure I could get a really nice Canyon Ultimate for 5,000, then 1,000 on a power meter, 1,000 on a Tax Neo, and then I've got 3,000 left for lovely shoes, some spare wheels, about 150 different caps, as many jerseys as I can imagine. I'd try and pay up a few years worth of Zwift and Strava membership, so I don't have to pay that every month. And I'd enter a lot more big rides. And there you go.
If you could be any professional cyclist, who would you be and why?
Oh, if I could be any professional cyclist, who would I be and why? That's actually quite easy for me to answer at the moment, because I've got a bit of a man crush on our current double world champion, Peter Sagan. I just find he's probably the most interesting cyclist to watch in most situations at the moment. Obviously incredibly talented and strong, but he's just got a charisma and an ability to entertain that seems to go missing with a lot of other cyclists. So I would pick Peter Sagan. Good question.
What was your favourite thing to eat while cycling?
What is my favourite thing to eat while I'm cycling? I had, on the last time I did a big outdoor sportif, was my Box Hill ride, and I had, oh no, I can't even remember what it was called. I can't remember, but it was, there were two things. One is a peanut butter Cliff Bar, which is really nice. I'll eat those when I'm not cycling, they're really good. And jelly beans are great, yeah, I do love jelly beans. Who was it? I think it was made by High Five. In fact, I'll have to check my other video for my Box Hill ride, because I'm pretty sure I mentioned, I know it was Power Bar, not High Five. Power Bar did something, I don't know what it was, but it was delicious. So that Power Bar thing, whatever it's called, there you go.
Okay. What's your favourite thing to drink while cycling?
My favourite thing is actually just water, but I need to have other things in the drink to stop me getting cramp and to keep me fueled. So out of those drinks, my favourite is one that I make myself, where it's very simple. It's just the juice of a couple of big oranges, juice of a couple of lemons, spoonful of salt, splash of honey, a little bit of maple syrup maybe, and top it off with water. And that's actually really nice, very tasty, very refreshing, and seems to give me all the nutrients that I need to keep me going for a bit longer than just water. Good question.
What's your worst accident you've had whilst on my bike?
What's the worst accident I've had whilst on my bike? I nearly had one the other night when I got cramp on Zwift a couple of weeks ago. As an adult, I've been extremely lucky, touch wood. I've not had any major crashes, and the worst I had was really lucky because I was on a road that's closed off to traffic, to cars, so there was nothing around me, but I just lost concentration a little bit on a downhill and got a bit too close to the curb and clipped my pedal on the curb, and that kind of just threw me off the bike at quite a fast speed. But again, incredibly luckily, it threw me onto the grass side verge rather than onto the road itself, so I am very thankful for that one. And so far, touch wood, that is the worst one I've had. Any more?
Yeah. Name 3 things you've changed about your bike.
Okay, 1 second. Thank you, Fuchs, for the ride on. Uh-oh, towel drop. Do you think you can squeeze under there and get my towel? Oh, well done. Sorry about all the sweaty mess on the floor. Thank you, darling. Right. Yes, Fuchs, thanks for the ride on. Sorry, pal. 3 things I would change on my bike if I could. I don't know, I've got it. Cheers, RL Wood, for the ride on. I've got it pretty close to how I'd like it to be, but if money wasn't a problem, I would change the wheels to some really nice carbon Envy wheels. Not sure which ones. I like deep dish, but not too deep. Am I allowed to change the frame, or is that just changing the bike completely? All right, okay, so I've got to keep the frame. Okay, I would change the group set to SRAM Red E-Tap, because I'm just desperate to have a go on that. I tried that at the cycle show in Birmingham as well, it was incredible. So I'll do that. And then I would change, can I change my turbo trainer? That's not part of the bike, is it? Oh, I can. Alright, I'm allowed to do that. I would change my turbo trainer to a Tax Vortex, an Elite Drivo, or the latest Wahoo kicker. Very good. Okay, keep them coming.
What's your favourite hat you own?
Oh, okay, right. It's not necessarily my favourite to look at, but I do have a favourite, and it's purely because it's the weirdest thing that I've ever just found in the middle of the road. I found a Colnago with the World Championship stripes. Sorry, I don't know if I repeated the question. This is what's the favourite cap that I own. Okay, so the Colnago with the World Championship stripes, and I'm sure I've never have seen a cycling cap in the road before, but it just so happened to be that just shortly after I'd started cycling and really got into it, just walking Obi, the dog, around a road very local to my house, and the Colnago cap was just sitting on the floor. And I couldn't quite believe it. I feel sorry for whoever lost it there. Yeah, a few rounds in the washing machine later, and that I think is my favourite cap. To look at, my favourite cap is my Morvello one, which is like a navy blue with a kind of fuchsia pink stripe down it. You know the one? Right.
What's your favourite jersey you own?
That's tough, because it's between the one I'm wearing now, which is my JDRF jersey. Oh, I didn't repeat the question again, sorry. What's the favourite jersey I own? It's this one, my JDRF one, for what it means to me. Thanks N Cadillac for the ride on. But to look at, I absolutely love my new Psychology one, which is the black with the bright yellowy green lime pattern on it. And that's actually the most comfortable as well, because it's a bit bigger, a bit longer at the back, and fits really nicely. Okay? One more question, okay. Oh, so if I could swap my bike now for one that, for what the price that it's worth with all the bits on it, or for what I paid for it? What it's worth now with all the bits. Okay. Well, I've spent quite a few quid on it, and the wheels cost more than the bike. Cheers, Ed Angeli, for the ride on. Good job, buddy, from Team Type 1. So I would swap it for, I think I could probably get either a Cervelo R2, which I really like in the grey with an orange stripe across the top tube, or a Specialized Tarmac, certainly not the top S-Works one, I couldn't afford that, but I could get a Tarmac Expert or Sport, I think it might be. Something like that. Is that it? Brilliant. Well, thank you very much to our journalist, Miss Amelia. There's some great questions, and look, you managed to make 22 kilometres go nice and quickly for me. So as you guys can see, this is a timed event, and we've got 13 minutes to go. I think a shout's come out to try and regroup all of the Team Type 1, and I'm about 20-30 seconds behind the rest of the group, so I'm going to put a bit of a move on, or actually I'll let them know not to worry about regrouping. Oh, so no sooner had I taken my eyes off the screen to type the message to say don't worry about dropping back, they had all dropped back, and I went shooting past Ed. Thanks Jane for the ride on, sitting right behind me now, and Ed is just there as well. So there are three 3 team type 1ers, all in a line. Love it. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to work with Zwift and the event module, but my next ride is due to start in 15 minutes. I've got 11 minutes left of this ride. So I'm hoping it will just, as soon as this ends, it will give me, I can click on the join event button, and it will take me straight there, but save the mileage from this one to Strava and to my Zwift profile, so that these miles still count towards the WBR total. So it looks like there was another Team Type 1 rider in here. I didn't catch the name, but apparently he was going for the sprints. So we've sort of split up from him a little bit, that's fair enough. So I'm going to, as with one of my previous videos, I'm combining 2 rides into this one video. So like I say, in about 9.5 minutes this one will end. I'll jump straight into the PAC or the PAC social ride, which I think is then a few further laps of this flat course. So that'll be another sort of 30 odd kilometres, which would be great to add to the total. I'm stunned by the amount of people that have taken part in this. I don't know why I'm surprised. It's a busy old place anyway, and they also seem to be a very, very charitable bunch. So the second there's a charitable incentive for jumping on the island, the Zwift community very much pull together. Right, so I'll just give a quick shout to some of the riders around me. Got obviously Ed Angeli in front, Jane Coates behind. So I'm sandwiched very nicely between some Team Type 1 teammates. Then we have, B Patroons for the ride on. Thank you very much, my friend. Good to see you. We've got S Burassa, H Polo, D Lee, P Olsen, A Mead, C Randolph. C Randolph and Olsen are a fair bit away up the road. Oh, what have I? Oh my word! I've finally done. I've finally done the Tron challenge. I've unlocked the Tron bike. It's only taken me nearly 2 years. Oh, that's fantastic. Do you know what? It's been so long I actually forgot all about it. I think I mentioned it the other day because I saw that I was kind of 2% off, but it seemed that 2% is taking forever. Ah, brilliant. Alright, so I'll have to try that out on the next race. I don't know if there are any performance advantages, but that's pretty exciting. Anyway, where was I? Before that very rude interruption. A Shunher, right in front of me. A Nellows, and it might be Anne Lowe's. I have no idea. Okay, so Jane's blood sugars just dropped right down. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, because I don't know where she was with her blood sugar. I would suggest that that's a bad thing and she needs to sort herself out. Yeah, so Jane needs to do whatever it is she needs to do. I don't know if that's something she does while she's still on the bike. Okay, so she's taken on some emergency sugar. This is apologies for making this public, Jane. I hope this isn't an intrusion, but I think it's a really sort of timely reminder of the challenges that there are a heck of a lot of riders in both real life and on here that ride with type 1 diabetes. And this is a real timely reminder of exactly the challenges that they have to deal with. So I'm casually riding along here without a care in the world, other than what's the next cap I'm going to buy, or, you know, what am I going to have for a snack when I jump off the bike. And there are many other riders on here that have a much more serious consideration all the way through their ride in terms of balancing the level of exertion and their blood sugar, and maintaining a blood sugar level that is right to keep their body in the best shape it can be. And again, apologies if this is an intrusion into your personal situation, Jane. I really don't like to highlight one person, but I'm hoping that can be used as a flag to expose the great work that Team Type 1 do on here and all the charities involved. And I can see you're carrying on at a decent pace, so I can only assume that you've managed your situation incredibly well whilst keeping your legs spinning. And I'm aware that you've been running and all sorts of other rides as well that you've done, so massive kudos to you, James. Incredible. We're coming into the last 2 minutes of this ride now, so I'm just going to drop back so that I can sit with my teammates just a little bit further back from me. Riders around me at the moment: N Cadillac, D Chorus, M Allsop, N Fisher. Then just 12 seconds back, Jane Coates and Ed Angeli, who I'm going to try and regroup with in this last minute or so. And there we go, just 25 seconds left, and we have Team Type 1 all joined up. In fact, they've left me in their wake again. Even on a slow paced group ride, I'm terrible at judging how much to ease off and then how much to put back in. So look, 5 seconds, I'm not going to get on their wheel in 5 seconds. And there we go. We're back in the Team Type 1 jersey. The event has finished. 30.1 kilometres, 50-minute ride. Great ride, everybody. Okay, so this is the PAC or PAC Social WBR ride. There's 94 riders on here at the moment. I think we hold a steady kind of 2.5 watts per kilogram. And I'm pretty sure it's three flat laps again. So I'm just going to be following the same course as I was before, it would seem. But it should clock up another 30 kilometres for World Bicycle Relief. Okay, so we're just under 30 seconds to go now to the start of this PAC social ride. There's now 135 riders that have joined here, made that 137. All of these miles will go towards the WBR cumulative ride total, which is great. I'm trying to scan through to see if there's any names I recognise. There's nothing immediately familiar, but I'm sure I'll come across some. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Now again, this isn't a race. I think it's, in actual fact, I think they control it with speed rather than with watts per kilogram. So I think the suggestion was about 22 miles per hour on the flats. I'm not sure what that translates to in kilometres. What would that be, about 36, 37? Something like that. I'd imagine it's similar kind of pace, around sort of 2.5 watts per kilogram, that kind of pace. Now there is a ride leader with a beacon in this race, in this ride, so that makes it a little bit easier to group up. I've still got ZHR in my name. I've not had a chance to change that, so apologies to anyone that thinks I'm trespassing in their group ride. Let's give our ride leader a ride on. It's Armour Canoe. Is the big boss man today in this ride. So ride on, buddy. So a quick shout for some of the riders around me. We've got J Dreiger, P Allen, M Biggs, N Kakala. I think it was Kakala, apologies. R Bylin, S Downing, J Billingsley, T Thomas, S Herod, D Dominicos. It's not easy. I can see an S Shy, T Lystad, M Majek, R Kuvala, Snakerson. Oh, that's interesting. How does that work? Ah, what have I done? That's probably going to ask a little bit too much of my computer if I try and do that as well. So I'm screen recording at the same time, so I think I'll just stick with this. But that looked quite interesting. I have to remember that for future rides. Okay, yeah, so hold pace around 34 kilometers an hour. I wasn't a million miles off in my guess, but I am quite a way off in the pace that I'm actually going. Although look, if I slow down, I'm going to get left behind. In fact, I've just been thinking, okay, I'm going to ask Jane Coates permission to include the information with regards to her blood sugars dropping during that ride. So if you're hearing this, and if you heard that, it's because I got permission from Jane. Otherwise this will all be edited out and you won't even know what I'm saying now. So. Okay, so we've got JL, K Magnuson, C Corp, our leader R McNew, A Price, K McLeod, E Barabas, is that? I've got no contact lenses in and no glasses, so this is not easy. G Cummings, T Carpenter, A Sims, and a load of others that I can't quite see quick enough to shout you out, so apologies. Another thing you'll notice, still no heart rate information. I actually bought some new batteries to put in the heart rate monitor, which I am wearing. I don't know if you can see that made out in my chest there. Still not working, so that's very disappointing. I really don't want to be buying another one of those just before Christmas. I can ask for it from Santa, but it's not the most exciting thing to get for Christmas, but needs must, I suppose. See, I've just seen that Megan Stroher from Ride On For Health has just started riding again. So, as with many people, she's doing back-to-back rides as well, and it seems to be the way. It's a great idea. The way it's been split into 50-minute stints with different ride leaders is great. There are a couple that I'm really gutted that I'm not going to be able to ride with because of time constrictions. Like I really wanted to ride with Juan Pablo Montoya, but I'm not going to be able to ride at the time that he's on. I missed Matt Heyman. I'll check. I'm not sure if he's riding again, but I'd love to have ridden with Matt Heyman. Quite a few others. Sean Yates. I missed the Yatesy ride. He's actually, not to name drop, but he's the father of one of my son's friends. So that'd have been really fun to ride along with him. Amelia's turned from interviewer to master chef. That's what that clattering noise is in the background. She's baking a cake in the kitchen behind me. That's pure torture. I can smell it. It smells really good.
Up here, we're free, bound only by frozen memories.
I'm just firing out some random ride-ons. There's no selection going on here, so there really is no favouritism. Just trying to get a few more names and faces on this video, so you're not just looking at mine the whole time. Okay, so amazingly, even looking at other riders for a while and giving ride-ons, I managed to kind of stay in the leader's bunch, which doesn't often happen to me. I normally turn away for a second. Cheers P. Riley for the ride-on. I normally turn away for a second and boom, I'm off the back somewhere. So I think some guys have been encouraged to sort of go for the sprint and then regroup afterwards. I might have a go at that on the next lap. I'll see how I'm feeling. For anyone that's interested, by the way, please don't take this as an egotistical thing, but I've created a Facebook group called W/KG, The purpose is really just so that I have a central point where I can post all my videos, links to all my videos. I've unlocked the 7-Eleven paint job to go with my hat. Nice. Thank you, Zwift. Yeah, as I was saying, so I've created a Facebook group. I will basically just be uploading my videos to it, but also I've had a few requests to sort of let people know when I'm riding, because I love to get other people on these videos. I really like to get as many names and faces in there as possible. So I'd really like for as many of you guys and girls to join me as you possibly can. It makes the videos much more interesting for me, and I'm sure more interesting for you guys to watch. So I think it'll be on a Sunday evening. I will update the following week's sort of ride/race schedule. Obviously subject to change in circumstances, etc. But I'll try and be as definite and as accurate as I can. But if anybody ever does fancy joining me for a ride, the best place to see when I'll be riding will be on the W/KG Facebook group. So please do look it up. Just search it in groups. I'll try and send out, I'm not sure how it works if I'm honest, but I don't know, do I send invitations out to people that I think might be interested or what, but I'll look into that, and so that some of the guys and girls that ride with me regularly already have a place where they can see when the videos are going to be made and which rides. They can all just go to one place, and we can have a chat on there as well, and you can share your own pictures and stories from that particular group ride or race. It would just be nice to have another, I know there are a lot of them, but another little sub-community where hopefully everybody will get to take part in the videos themselves. And I'll try and give as much airtime to as many people as I possibly can. You know, I mean, this is a massive global audience now, my videos, of like 100 people. Can you believe it? No, all joking aside, it really isn't me getting ideas above my station and thinking this is bigger than it is, but it actually just makes it easier for me to put it all in one place, because I have been asked the question on a few different occasions through either Strava or Facebook or YouTube. So if I set up one group on Facebook, and all the information will always be there, hopefully, as long as I'm organised enough to keep updating it. So please check it out. Join if you want. Don't if you don't, obviously. And it'd be great to have you along. I love seeing that call come out from the ride leader. Coast on the downhill. Especially when you notice you're one of the ones that's slightly ahead. So you really can just rest the legs for a while. Brilliant. Cheers, G. Pavlekovic, for the ride on. Thank you, pal. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Probably not. I was just thinking, I've got, I'm doing the WKG Sunday Challenge tomorrow morning at 10:30. And I'm just wondering whether the miles will count towards WBR miles. Because although it's not going to be the longest distance, I will be climbing to the radio tower at the top of the mountain to start the challenge. So there's a few kilometres in that. If you missed it, the challenge for this week was set some time ago actually. I'm going to very, 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 very slowly climb to the top of the mountain. I might even see if my son can do a few turns on the pedals to get me up there, so I'd save my legs. And then try and hit the 100 km/h mark on the way back down again. So that's basically my plan. As I've mentioned before, it's kind of a one-shot challenge, because if I don't do it going down, I'm not coming back up again to try again. Although that said, I suppose it is only the It's probably only the climb up to the tower that I would need to do again, because I'm pretty sure that's the fastest point that you can hit. I think I'm repeating myself. I'm pretty sure I've had this same thought process in a previous video. Anyway, that's what I'm doing tomorrow. Hopefully that will count towards the WBR miles. Anyone fancies joining me, please do. I'd love to have you along for company, because if I don't make it, if somebody else does, almost as satisfying. Not quite, almost as satisfying. Thanks you, Bjornsson, for the ride on. Trying to see, oh yeah, I can see your name in there. I don't know if you're someone I managed to click on earlier. No, I didn't, so ride on, my friend. And someone's just pointed out, quite rightly, that there is there's no countdown on this ride for either distance or time. Now, I'm not sure if it was a set distance or a set number of laps. Oh, right, okay, so someone's clarified. Event was set to 3 laps. So, okay, so at least we know when we're finished. We're not just going to keep riding. Another thing that's just occurred to me is it's getting extremely dark in here. And I made the same mistake of not considering that when I jumped on the bike. So, I have no way of knowing if I'm talking to you from complete darkness. I might have to get my beautiful assistant, Amelia, to come in and turn some lights on for me. Millie? I can hear footsteps. I think she's coming. I think Millie's fast becoming my soigneur. Is it a soigneur? Is that the right word? Is that the right pronunciation? No, you're not my slave, you're my soigneur. That's like, if I'm right, that's the person that deals with all professional riders, kind of their food and drinks and their massages, and just takes care of them. Alright, thanks, Sally. Thank you very much. There's S Shy from the Ride On for Health group. Ride On, S Shy. Let's do a few more while I'm here. N Paddy, Ride On. I got a bit distracted again, so I'm not sure where I am in relation to our leader, so I need to... Okay. I am behind the leader by how much? By about 10 seconds it seems. Okay, oh, there it is. Okay, right, so let's go. Thanks Eric Gray for the ride on. You know what? I'd forgotten all about it, but sure enough, there you are. Mr. Consistent. There we go, back on the group. I wish it was always that easy to get back on a group. If ever I drop off a bunch in a race, I might as well just say goodbye. Am I right in thinking this is the second lap? Yeah, I think that would be right, wouldn't it? I think they're about 10k a lap. Okay, we're into the third and final lap now. Really well organised, tight pack. Looks really good. Good job by McNew. Actually, that's a good idea. I've got a draft boost, I might as well use it. It's been quite an interesting little quiz going on during this ride, where you get a choice of 2 answers, so Star Wars or Star Trek, Pepsi or Coke. They've been quite easy to answer until I got Clinton or Trump. I'm not even American, but I refuse to answer that question. Right, so I'm going to fire out a few names from around me. We've got T. Blackburn, S. Burrows, J. Dreiger, I. Freely, T. Watley, C. Norhoff, T. Dunscombe, R. Stern, myself, then C. McCarthy, A. Accardi. Oh, I've unlocked something else as well. I've completed the Climb Mount Everest challenge. What does that mean? Do I get anything for that? I'll have to check. So, A. Accardi, our leader, R. McNew, E. Iserman, T. Lystad, P. Allen, M. Couchman, T. Backhoffner, S. Shy. They're all the ones I can see, and we're all within a second of each other, which is brilliant. Oh, thank you, Steve Clogg, for the shout out there. Somebody that enjoys watching the vlog. It's very nice to hear. I'm not even sure if I gave Steve Clogg a ride on. Let's see if I can jump back here. Oh, I did indeed. So you're not getting another one, Steve, although you did get an extra second or so on the screen. I think I'm going to go for the sprint this time around because we're on the final lap. And apologies, there's not much to commentate on in a group ride, other than obviously giving out some names. But I kind of knew that was going to be the case, which is why Millie volunteered to do a little Q&A, which I thought she was brilliant at. This video really was more about sort of giving you some information about the WKG Facebook group and, oh sorry, 1 second, I think I'm getting a message. Yeah, so it was more about giving out information about the WKG group and things like that. So I'm going to pick it up now, see if we can get a bit of speed for this sprint. Oh. 25.2. I think that might be a PB for me. I think. Let me have a look. Yeah. By some way, although I'm pretty sure I've done faster than that 29 that's showing there from 3 weeks ago. But, oh, I'm pleased with that. Right. Can have a nice rest now and regroup. Thanks, M. Couchman, for the ride on. It's very nice of you. Just before we get to the finish here, see if I can give you, I don't know if I've already done one on you. No, I haven't, so there we go. And we are just coming over the line right about now. So well done, everybody. That was great. A lot of miles clocked up for WBR, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm now going to go and try and rest as much as I can for my Sunday challenge tomorrow morning at 10:30. Anyone interested? I'll be on the start line 10:30 a.m. UK time. I'm climbing, select the mountain route because I'm climbing to the top of the radio tower to attempt the 100 km/h challenge on the way back down again. So if you fancy it, brilliant, I'll see you there. If not, check it out on the video. A lot of people seem to enjoy watching me in pain, so this could be quite an entertaining one. So hopefully I will see you there. If not, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Right on.